Your kid should be your reason, not your fucking excuse. It's time to switch it up and look at life differently if you're a fucking parent or if you want to be one. When you have a kid, they become your reason to show up more present, to show up more actively in your fucking life. Not your excuse to do less. A lot of you parents got to go look in the goddamn mirror. When I had my kid, I was very adamant in the fact that when I had him, I was going to do more. He was going to become my reason, my motivation, my inspiration, my driver. And he's done exactly that. Every day I wake up at 3 a.m. Every day I hit the gym. Every day I hit my mindset routine. Every day I work on my fucking business. I don't miss because he is my reason. Have I missed in 9 months, Daniel? No. I don't fucking miss. I am focused because he is my reason. He is not my excuse as to why I can't. He is my reason as to why I can. And a lot of you parents got it fucking backwards. Your kids are not dream killers. They are dream starters. You should want to build a legacy for them. But for some reason in today's society, it's like when you have a kid, your life is over. It's like when you have a kid, you can't do anything anymore. It becomes a fucking excuse that you can't do shit for 18 years. I can't even begin to tell you how many parents I've spoken to, and they're like, well, if we didn't have kids, we'd be a lot more fit. If we didn't have kids, we'd be able to travel the world. If we didn't have kids, we would have got that job. If we didn't have kids, we'd have that house. If we didn't have kids, we'd have that car. What do you think that language has done to those children? What do you think your kid would say to you if they were older and they heard that fucking language? Wait, mom, what do you mean? You're obese because of me? You had to put your fitness goals on pause because of me? You mean you quit your dream job because of me? You didn't pursue that promotion because of me? What do you think that would do for your fucking kid? What do you think that would do for their mindset? A lot of you parents don't understand the language that is coming out of your fucking mouth. You guys are so concerned about swearing and what they are absorbing online that you neglect to be the fucking example they need. As a parent, we have 3 jobs: protect, provide, and guide. Protect, provide, and guide. A lot of you guys are protecting your kids. You're providing for them. You're giving them the house, you're giving them the food, you're giving them the clothes, but you ain't fucking guiding them. You're not giving them a path to a better future. You're not giving them a guide, a map, a path to a better life than you fucking had. I thought that was the entire point of becoming a parent: to protect, to provide, and to guide them towards becoming a better version of me. A version that's more driven, more inspired, more successful. When the fuck did that become not the case? Growing up, I heard a lot of negativity. I heard the same shit that I'm preaching to you today. I heard my parents talk about how if it wasn't for us, they had more money. I heard my parents talk about how if it wasn't for us, we'd be better off. I heard my parents talk about how if it wasn't for us acting the way that we acted, our life would be more calm, collected, and guided. I heard my parents talk about how they wish they had other kids based off of how we used to fucking act. Now again, I'm not saying that I was all sunshine and rainbows. I was a fucking troubled kid. We were violent, reckless, intense. I'm the middle child of 5 fucking children. But that shit messed me up. It stuck with me to today. I still remember days where me and my mom would get in a fucking fight and she would say verbatim, "I wish you were more like him." Why couldn't you be more like him? Our life would be more peaceful, better. I used to hear my friends talk about how their mom would make excuses as to why she was overweight due to her children. So my friend is like, dude, I don't know what to do. My mom blames her obesity on me. My mom blames our financial situation on me. My mom blames me for all the anger that she is dealing with in her life. You parents speak without understanding the weight of your fucking words. Your kid is your reason, not your excuse. They should be the reason why you grind every fucking day. They should be the reason why you work harder. They should be the reason why you go to the fucking gym. You gotta be a guide, a fucking guide. It's the one thing you're missing. I want my son to be able to look at me and be like, my dad is my hero. I want to look like him. I want to run a business like him. I want to command respect like him. I want to be a leader like him. I don't want him to look at me and get embarrassed. I want him to see me as his leader, as his protector, as his provider, as his fucking guide. My kid is my fucking reason. The reason why I wake up at 3 a.m. every single fucking day. The reason why I go to the gym 6 days a week. The reason why I box 3 times a week. The reason why I never miss on my non-negotiables. The reason why I show up for my 2 7-figure companies with the highest intensity ever. The reason why I push so hard and grind for 12 to 14 hours a day. He is my reason. And now I know a lot of you parents are going to be like, well, I would rather be there for my son. It's not about the material shit. It's about the time because that's all they care about. Yeah, I get that. I've worked so fucking hard that by the time I had my son, not only had I retired my fucking wife so she could be at home with us, but I worked from home and I was able to have my son in a $2 million fucking mansion. But even if that wasn't the case, I'd rather sacrifice a little bit of time with him while he's young to make sure that his future is brighter. I do not believe in allowing your children to grow up in a bad financial situation just because you want to use them as a fucking excuse and a crutch. This entire mindset of, well, I'd rather just spend time with my kids. Money isn't everything. I get that, but no money brings on stress. Stress brings on a negative relationship in the fucking family. And that's going to create a lot of negative tension between you and your children. I know. We had that same mindset when I was growing up. We had a lot of time with family. We also did not have a lot of money. So there was a lot of financial stress all the fucking time. And that's not to say that I wasn't provided for. My family got me a lot of shit. But there was also a lot of violence, frustration, regret, and resentment that came with that shit. Your kids are your fucking reason, not your excuse. If you're fucking obese right now, go look in the mirror. It's not because of your kid. It's not because you have children and it's hard to exercise. It's because you're too much of a fucking fat fuck and you have no discipline. Instead of teaching your kids good eating habits, you shop at McDonald's. Stop feeding them fucking burgers. This whole concept of that obesity is passed down due to genetics is bullshit. Your kids are overweight because you're overweight because you don't know how to put down the fucking McDonald's and pick up a salad. You don't know how to exercise. You'd rather watch TV with your kids because you're so fucking lazy you can't even go out and play catch with them. You don't have the energy. You've used them as an excuse and then created a toxic, negative, obese lifestyle that you're now passing fucking down. If you're broke, do something about it. I spoke about this in one of my videos and not a lot of parents liked it. And I get it. I'm not shaming you. I'm not saying you're a bad parent. I'm bringing to light the mirror that you've been avoiding. But I did a video talking about Christmas. You see, I'm all about Christmas. I loved Christmas growing up. And I'm gonna get my kid a lot of toys on Christmas. I wanna give him that experience. But I did a video asking parents, what do you think is more important? You spending an extra 1 to 2 hours a night while they go to sleep, working on your side hustle so you can better your family's financial situation, or you saying you don't have time, but then proceeding to spend an extra 9 hours awake on Christmas Day to wrap a bunch of $4 presents that they're gonna throw away in 6 months. What's more important? Sacrificing one Christmas so you can spread out that time over weeks so you can work on the side hustle to better your financial situation for your family, or say you don't have time but then proceed to have time to wrap a bunch of $4 presents. Oh wait, seems like a pretty easy decision for me. I could have done without a lot of the fucking presents we got as a kid. Would have been way better to just have peace of mind in our household because we valued our money better and treated our money better. I'm so sick of parents utilizing their children as excuses as to why their dreams never became a reality. It's fucking horrible. And it needs to stop. Your kids are not excuses and they are not fucking dream killers. My kid is the reason why we are living the dream life we are right now. When I met my wife, I was a broke ironworker just beating a Percocet addiction. Now, 8 years later, we live in a $2 million mansion. She was able to quit her fucking job and be at home full time, do whatever the fuck she wants. And I'm able to give my kid whatever the fuck he wants. Why? Because back when I was that broke iron worker, when I was making my transition into entrepreneurship, me and Julia talked about children. And I told her we would never have children until I built the life that I never wanted our kids to live without. Because I grew up in a very bad financial situation. I grew up in a very toxic household. I'm not saying that I don't love my siblings and I love my parents, because I do, but there was a lot of anger, frustration, and toxic shit that went down in that home. I refused to let my son ever experience that shit. So I told my wife, Cade never will. So when we started thinking about kids, I worked harder. I've slept between 4 and 6 hours almost every single fucking day for the last 8 years. I sacrificed sleep to create this fucking life. Now my son will never know what it's like to struggle. He'll never know what it's like to have to bathe in the same 4 inches of bath water as me and my siblings did when we were younger because we didn't have money to refill the well. He won't know. He won't know what it's like to have to move to 6 different fucking schools and homes before the age of 14 because we need to move different places due to evictions. He won't know. I refuse to let that happen. My kid is my fucking reason as to why I can. I don't use them as an excuse as to why I fucking can't. Do better.